What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we are jumping in alongside the weekly reset for the game this week, and of course, it's Festival of the Lost, so spooky season is in full swing. This is of course the actual Halloween week, so we'll see if it gets any better or worse. We do have a patch today, so there are a handful of changes worth breaking down. We'll cover the notes. Some of that of course affects festival content, so softlock fixes and more. Otherwise, we'll also take a look at vendors, featured loot, activity content, and all the kind of stuff we typically see change at weekly reset. So as always guys, if you enjoy this video, a rating very much helps us out. I appreciate all of the support on my mean comments video from today. If you want to learn more about how the community has broken my brain, that is linked below. Otherwise though, let's get into it. And so, initially, quick mentions in relation to content. Firstly, if you still need to get any of the catalysts for the Wolfsbane exotic axe, maybe you've been away or couldn't be bothered or whatever, you can now get all of them. And there are, of course, videos breaking down how to obtain them, so that's worth bearing in mind for the new Heliostat exotic mission. Otherwise, Festival of the Lost continues as we head into 2 weeks, so given that it's been extended, that means we have 2 full weeks from today to continue farming the event. There are some changes in the patch today as well, which relate to this, so hopefully they'll help, and let us know if you'll still be grinding for anything in Festival down in the comment section. Next though, in relation to the festival stuff, we do have the patch notes for today. This is update 9153. Starting with the portal, they fixed an issue where some match-made portal activities would sometimes be missing limited revive modifiers. On top of that, in Dungeons and the Shattered Throne, for the Hunter's Remembrance Wish Ender quest, players may now summon and defeat Theratos and Quirim Minotaurs, even if the main encounter in the Erebus area is already completed. Then, for Festival, they fixed the issue where Haunted Altars occasionally would see the boss become immune to all damage during the second phase of the boss. That was due to the lockout with the Shriekers, so hopefully that will be better. Otherwise, another issue in Haunted Altars where players getting reloaded mid-activity could result in a state where no active altars or enemies spawn on the map. So hopefully that basically means all of the softlocks are now fixed. I guess we will see when we get into the game this week. Otherwise, in the Crucible, they say Crucible Ops bonus engrams now give scored rewards, so that's nice because they've been missing for a while. Otherwise, they fixed an issue where gourd grenades would immediately despawn when dropped by the Headless One in Red Rumble. On gameplay and investment for armor, they fixed an issue where tier 5 copies of the Masquerader Helm would not drop with a tuned stat, preventing access to tuning mods. And they say existing Armor 3.0 copies of this helm will receive a tuned stat matching their archetype primary stat if they are tier 5, so that's nice. Otherwise, they fixed an issue where the Iron Panoply set bonus for the Masquerader's helm was not properly applying, so some more festival fixes there. And finally, in general, they fixed a problem where the Fallen Fall seasonal challenge would not track any fallen kills to allow players to progress, and an issue where the Frosted Retinue ornament for the Mask of Fealty caused fog visual effects that hindered players' view. So it's always nice not to have that, I suppose. So there we go, guys. Those are the patch notes for the update this week. I'll keep you posted with further news from Bungie later on, but give us any thoughts you may have on those in the comment section. Next up though, as we get into the game, we can see Deluge starts now. Deluge spawns wells that increase grenade melee or super energy after defeating combatants in portal activities, and as we saw last time, they're just gonna pop up at random after killing stuff, and give different boosts to abilities overall. So I guess that'll be pretty fun, especially in things like the Haunted Altars. So that's the first thing to be aware of this week. Otherwise, in relation to portal stuff, oh well, life goes on, really, doesn't it? We got the normal featured rewards for the day. Nothing absolutely mind-blowing or unexpected, I suppose, so we can check in with these throughout the week, and we'll get different featured rewards and stuff like that. If you're wondering what Zavala has this week, we got the Minded Mini Tool featured, of course the updated one for Ash and Iron. There is one that's got Heal Clip as well as Incandescent and Burning Ambition, so that might be worth grabbing. Or indeed any of the other roles that it has featured, if you like the look of them better, I suppose. I like the flashy burning stuff, like Incandescent, but keep in mind if you don't have a better role than this, and you do want to grab it, the featured roles will change on a daily basis, as far as I understand it, so don't forget those, I guess. I did have to buy the last couple of them with Bright Dust, because I didn't play enough last week. Dreadful, really, isn't it? I'm kind of curious, very quickly as well, to get a look in at the tree, which I have not visited yet, as my candy wasn't appearing in here. Some folks seem to be getting the candy, others do not. After weekly reset, this is my first time signing in. I haven't snuck in and taken it or anything. Mine's still missing, so I guess it was not something fixed in the patch today. While we're here though, we may as well take a look at the Eververse store, as we always do, slowly scrolling over. Still, plenty of Festival of the Lost featured things. Don't forget your free Bright Dust. And for Bright Dust featured items this week, we've got Vampiric Pose, the exotic emote, for 3,250 Bright Dust right there. Pretty cool one for the festival. Otherwise, the Witness Mask is available here on the front page for 1,200 Bright Dust, and it's fairly horrifying in its own way, I guess. Then we have the Fettered Shell for 2,850 Bright Dust, of course, a D2 Festival classic right there. Then there is the Sugar Rush Transman effect up for 450 Bright Dust, if you want to grab that. Otherwise, we have the Lustrous Allure shader. I'm not sure if this is new for this year. I think there were maybe a couple of new ones thrown in the mix. You'll have to let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, there is Bloodmane. I feel like I've heard that name before. Nonetheless, worth grabbing if you want to collect them all. Then to the main Bright Dust section right here. Again, no weapon featured this week for Festival, but we do have the Zombie Shuffle Legendary emote available right here, which is pretty cool, for 700 Bright Dust. And then for 400 Bright Dust, there is the It's Showtime ornament. I guess Bungie wanted to keep the festival stuff kind of the main featured thing in Eververse, instead of throwing in different non-festival exotic ornaments, because all of the festival ones seem to be silver only, even though they're old ones. We do have the Jacko Shell available this week for 2,850 Bright Dust, and then the Retrograde Tora exotic ship, which is up for 2,000 Bright Dust. Bit of a minivan theme going on. Here, this is a new one for this year. This is the Phosphoric Phantom. Of course, with it being a new one, it's the first one we can't get a preview of. We'll wait for it. Come on, don't make me edit this piece of video. You're absolutely going to do it, aren't you? This is, you know, a pretty cool looking Sparrow. It's all about skimmers these days. Sorry, I haven't got the preview, nonetheless. But that one's up for 2,500 Bright Dust. And then there is the Jack-o'-lantern Mask for 1,200 Bright Dust, as well as the Sweet Treat projection for 1,500 Bright Dust. For the second page of Shaders, though, we have Nougat Delight. You want a bit of green in the mix there. As always, these are 300 Bright Dust. There's Reanimated Verve available as well. Then we've got Flower Child up this week additionally. And very finally, Angel's Gleam. I wonder if we'll see more festival stuff next week. Since Bungie extended the event, it wasn't supposed to still be running, although we have been seeing 3 weeks of event items for some of the other things like Solstice, so we might get that again next week. Finally though, there is Murder of Crows, the Transman effect, for 450 Bright Dust. We'll preview it again. There's also the Shattered Shrieker, which is a pretty cool one. And finally, we've got the Pumpkin Bomb Transman effect. That might be a new one this year. Not certain, let me know below, but there we go, that's the Eververse store. Let us know in the comment section if you plan to pick anything up. Finally, for Shader 1, she's got Noble Constant armor, which is very vanilla, but you might need it, I guess. For Shaders, though, we have a Cinderchar. I nearly called it Chinderchar right here. Kind of Vanguard colors, but burnt, I guess. These are 10,000 Glimmer. There's also Tangled Bronze, speaking of looking slightly burnt. And very finally, we have Dead Orbit Camo. So a couple of shaders some folks may want to grab, worth keeping in mind this week. For today though, guys, that is everything we have to round up. So as always, I hope you found the video helpful. If you have, a rating really does help me out on the channel. Be sure as well to get subscribed so that I can keep you up to date with everything related to the game. Otherwise though, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.